Tunick and Jim Piccirillo.
And it is time here on KHTS 1220 AM in Southern California.
California.
Jim Piccirillo, 20 years, the coach, doing a show called The Business of Life, heard all over the country. I'm on Facebook Live. Here's the 3 or 4 things we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook. Why do we need driverless cars? Why? The fun of driving is driving. So we'll talk about that. I want to talk about Walmart coming into my house to put food in my refrigerator. Really? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Who is going to let Walmart in, a stranger in your house, to put food in your refrigerator? You don't have the 20 minutes to go shopping and carry the food? Really? Are you serious?
We're very busy.
Yeah, that's Jim Piccirillo. I'm the coach. The show is live here in Southern California. You can listen on hometownstation.com, hometownstation.com. You can listen to the show. Also, I was going to say they were on video because every show is filmed, so we're on YouTube. You can watch us. I don't know why you would want to watch us, but you can watch us. Also, we have a big fan club. Here's the dilemma, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook. Do we charge? Jimmy, do we charge? We have, like now, maybe thousands of people in our fan club. Our president, vice president, Victoria and Carla.
Mm-hmm. There's 2.
That's 2.
2.
There's
thousands. What do we charge them? $19.95, $9.95, $4.95.
I'm thinking $500 a
Well,
throw.
Hulu charges $7 or $8. Netflix charges $9.95. I think we got to do $4.95.
Think about it. If we charge $500 and we can get 3 people, we're in.
But we need to give them entertainment. I mean, those places or those entities.
All right, we're going to try to be entertaining today.
Let's entertain people.
That's enough.
All right. What are we talking about today, Coach?
Let's start off with number one thing on my bucket list. Let's start off with the number one thing on my bucket list, and that's where you went. You took your beautiful wife, Brenda.
Yes.
Victoria.
Vancouver and Victoria.
And
we just got back, yeah.
So let me say this to you, that it's number one on my bucket list. I don't know what number 2 is, but it's number 1.
Okay.
One of the most beautiful places in the world. You were there last week.
Just went up there, celebrating my wife's birthday. It was awesome, and you're absolutely right. Probably one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. Makes everyone a great photographer. Just point your camera in any direction, and every shot is just amazing.
Now, let's go slow. Tap the brakes here.
Okay.
So I said, how's the weather? And you said, well, it's going to rain every day. It didn't rain.
Didn't rain one day.
I looked at the weather report. It was a little cool. It was perfectly cool.
I was talking to the locals. They said this is a bonus. They said, another week or 2, another month, it's gray up here for 4 months. So we caught the tail end of the beautiful summer up there.
So it's eye candy beyond belief, like Lake Tahoe.
It is. Clean air, beautiful mountains, water everywhere. Great city, beautiful people. We took the ferry over to Victoria, which is a very old historical area where actually the capital of British Columbia is Victoria.
So talk to me. I've never been on a ferry boat. Did you rent? You obviously rented a car.
No. We walked on.
Oh, you walked on the ferry.
The top 3 or 4 decks is all passengers.
And there's hundreds of people.
Thousands.
Thousands?
Literally, I would say 1,000 people on 3 decks. And then what amazed me was, I knew they take cars on there, but they take entire tour buses, tractor and trailers. All these.
Is it a big?
It's huge.
It's got to be a big ship,
gigantic,
right? So where did the ferry take you?
Well, we picked it up in the south of Vancouver, about a 45-minute taxi ride from the downtown area of Vancouver, and then we took it across the bay to Victoria. It's about an hour and a half ferry ride.
So you're an hour and a half ferry ride, okay.
So, it's like...
and they have food on the ferry.
Oh, just incredible food,
See,
buffet,
I don't travel
stores.
like you do. I don't have your money. I don't have your luxury life.
That's not true, but okay. You can go anywhere you want.
Okay, so...
And listen, you said that's on your bucket list.
Yeah.
That's a very achievable one. It's a 2.5-hour flight from Los Angeles.
The missus just
Of course, it takes 3 hours to get through customs, but other than that...
See, that's the part. That is the part, my dear friend, that I cannot stand being treated disrespectful. I used to travel every week for 20 years. I flew every week. I had 40 offices around the country. Today, it's such a hassle. I don't know how you get through the hassle part.
I just, belt down a few in the bar and head out, man. It's hard to travel these days. It's just no fun.
See,
It used to be elegant and fun, and people dressed well.
Right.
Now it's like, people just get, my big pet peeve is people getting on not prepared to travel. They carry all this stuff thinking it's going to fit in the overhead, and it's oddly shaped. And
You're
it's
not talking about Brenda, are you?
No. Well, maybe. I got to be careful, but
you got to be careful.
Yeah, the customs people snagged all of Brenda's cosmetics and stuff, made her lay them all out on the thing. They took every one of them from her. Not everyone. They took most of them. She was like really upset.
So when you're sitting in first class, because you and I both grew up poor and we've done okay in our lives.
I sit in the row behind first class, the very first row behind first class, which is probably the worst place you can be. You can see the food, you can smell the food, but you can't touch the food.
Because she pulls back the curtain, so you see that these snooty people are sitting there. So you're in the bulkhead.
Yeah, we were in the bulkhead on the way back.
Aren't you too big for the bulkhead?
That's really insulting, but yes.
I've been in the bulkhead. You can't. How did you get the bulkhead?
I don't know. We just,
You didn't ask for it.
No, we went online. They're like everyone,
But
now.
you can't spread your legs out.
No, you can. There's a lot of room up there.
On the bulkhead?
Yeah, and the bulkhead was great.
Show's called The Business Life, the radio station heard all over the country on hometownstation.com. It's an award-winning radio station. If it's the first time you're listening, KHTS has won the Top Community Radio Station Award in the state of California. Also, our show's the number one rated show in, what's that country? Ukraine. Why we're number one in Ukraine,
Wow.
I don't know.
We collude with the Ukrainians.
You
We're
do,
colluding?
I don't.
Oh.
So we're the number one show in Ukraine, which is quite an honor.
It's a hell of a signal.
You own the very successful website called Rev Up Sports. Did I get it right?
Rev Up Auto
Why
Sports.
can't I put auto in there?
I don't know.
I don't get it. RevUpAutosports.com.
I remember when you were a young man, you could actually put sentences together.
RevUpAutosports.com. So if you want to buy a weekend car, he's got these crazy what do you call them?
Roadsters.
Roadsters.
Little cool weekend cars.
Oh, my
You
God.
hit it right on the head.
Every
That's
time
exactly
I see you
yeah.
in one,
Yeah.
I'm so envious and jealous. Anyway, it's Rev Up Auto Sports. But here's here's an article in USA Today. Super Cruise Control does all of the driving. They talk about the new Cadillac 2018 CT6 sedan. You can drive yourself. Why would you want a car? And the guy's scared to death. The reporter says he was as nervous as a cat in a house.
Sure. I mean, it's going to take a lot of trust to be able to step into an
Look,
automobile and not drive, not do anything, read a paper. I guess they figure people are really busy with their lives now, and they don't want to spend the hassle of driving, or it's a safety issue. They feel that they can make these cars much safer when they are controlled by computers than human error.
Like aircraft. So all aircraft they're flying a computer.
That's basically it.
So basically, 20 years from now, every car. So the roads anyway.
I think it could be much sooner than 20 years. I mean, if you look at the way the whole electric car thing is going, how fast that kind of not fast, but once it hit, it spread pretty quickly, and I think you're going to see driverless cars and trucks. The transportation thing, that's another thing. Instead of hiring drivers and people to run these trucks up and down the highways, they can just send them out on their own and hone them in, by computer.
Yeah. I still don't get it because I love driving. You love driving. Ever since I got my license the day of my birthday, age 16, I just love driving. I've driven literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of miles. And this, to me, takes the pleasure out of it.
What does it say? What does it say the reasoning? What is the reasoning? You didn't read the story, just the headline.
No, I read the story. Technology allows you to take your hands off the wheel and feel off the accelerator and brakes. It works only on highways. I'm reading it. Super Cruise, never mind.
That's an amazing
I did read the whole
trust
article.
factor there.
A driver-facing camera monitors your eye movement. Wow. So that's we will take callers today. I'm going to waive the $500 call-in fee if you want to call in. 298-5487, 298-5487. We'll put you on the air. We have dozens of screeners, so don't say anything too ugly. Tesla system does one thing on the freeway that Cadillac's does not. It can change lanes when the driver activates the turn signal.
Wow. So you are engaged. You are actively trying to drive the car, or giving it signals to do things for you. And I'm curious. I think it's so ambiguous as to what is self-drive. I mean, are you doing nothing? Are you assisting in it? I mean, it's going to be a long time, I think, before we really figure that out.
Is this a caller from Ukraine, Cody? We've got calls lined up.
Hey, we also forgot to set up our guest today. We have a guest.
Yeah, Stephen K. Peeples. I like his name. I wonder what the K stands for. Mm-hmm. Stephen K. Peeples owns a company called...
I think it's called Pet Me Happy, and it's a line of dog treats, organic, all-natural dog treats.
I can't wait to meet him.
Stephen's been on this network, this radio station many times. Yeah. Everybody knows Stephen K. Peeples in this town.
She calling in from I think she's calling in from Ukraine, where we're the #1 radio show. Is this Victoria? How are you, Victoria?
Victoria and Carla.
Oh my!
President of the fan club.
The president and vice president of the.
Is Natasha there today?
No, Natasha.
I thought it was from Ukraine.
No, they're right down
Boris
the street.
and Natasha.
We're the #1 show in Ukraine, but the girls are right over. Are you guys having lunch?
Ladies.
Are you in your car having lunch?
No, we're outside your door.
Come in the studio and sit.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah,
We're going to look at him out the window. Hold on.
We'll look at the window. We'll just wave to you. We'll wave at the window.
Oh my God! So we want to honor a fireman today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And that fireman is your nephew. All firemen should be honored, but we want to honor. After why don't you just come in the studio?
They're not out there.
They're right here.
I don't see them.
They're right
there
here.
They are.
They're right here.
No, I kind of like having them outside. That's so cool. Our little, hey guys.
So, tell us about your nephew.
Well, my nephew, he was born and raised in Santa Barbara, and he's currently he's a fireman at the Shumash department over in San Ynez. So I told him we were going to send him out a shout out because we're so proud of him and all the firemen, and we just want to support him. All the time.
All the time. Our firemen, our policemen, and our football players, right? Supporting everybody. So.
Oh, you had to slide that one in on her. Come on, man.
When are you guys going to come back on the air? Can he come back on? You guys are going to run the pet show, right?
We're thinking of a plan because remember we want to have it planned, not just.
Well, listen in a few minutes.
Unlike our show, which has no plan, but yeah,
we have no plan.
Very smart.
Stephen K. Phillips is going to be on in a few minutes. So
Peeples, Stephen K. Peeples,
yeah, Stephen K. Peeples. He does little crackers for dogs.
Oh, okay.
What else?
I don't know.
He'll be on.
I have no clue.
Bye.
Help, Coach.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies.
That's Victoria.
Thank you.
President, our fan club, Carla and Victoria. Okay, so driverless cars.
Yep.
Now,
what else is bugging you? What's bugging you today?
I'm going to tell you what's bugging me right now. How does Wal-Mart, which I love shopping.
Coach.
What was that? Yeah.
That's your intro.
Can we play it again?
Yeah, here we go.
Can you play?
What's bugging Coach?
Perfect.
It's like a swarm of bees. They're irritated.
First of all, I love shopping at Walmart. Do you like Walmart?
I'd never go in there.
Seriously?
I very, very seldom go into Walmart.
Because you're boycotting?
Anti-big box,
You're anti. Okay, I got it.
They sell guns.
I get it.
Things that I don't.
I got you.
I don't know.
I got you covered. I
don't know. I just never go in there.
Would you allow Walmart to come in and put food in your refrigerator when you're not home?
Let me think. No.
What executive at Walmart, what committee is sitting around thinking that they're going to come into my home and put food in my refrigerator? Are you kidding me, Jim Piccirillo?
I think that's an answer to Amazon. Amazon has already started, this whole delivery service, and
well, that's the whole deal. They're trying to compete with Amazon. And look, there's going to be 4 stores left. There's going to be Amazon, Walmart. I don't know if Costco is going to survive.
They may. Well, they have a different kind of business model, Costco.
Okay. And I love Costco. Do you like Costco?
I like Costco.
Okay.
I like going in there. I think it's, low pressure, but it's hard to shop at Costco. You come home with all this crap that, come
So
on.
McDonald's will survive. And then I'm thinking with the new commercials on Burger King, or Carl's, excuse me, I think it's Carl's, the new commercials, they may survive.
Yeah.
Do you eat junk food?
I try not to. I mean, I really do. I
that's
mean, I like junk food. Don't get me wrong, but I
yeah.
try not to do the McDonald's.
Have you tried their new
Burger King.
hamburger?
If I'm gonna eat a burger, I'd go to the Habit. I love the Habit. I think that's
The
good.
Habit. Yes, I
You,
like
you
the
eat
Habit.
that? Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Habit. My favorite is Wendy's for some reason. I don't know why.
I like Wendy's.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I've always been a Wendy's fan over McDonald's or the other one. Other ones.
We both like fast food.
yeah.
So the nerve of Walmart.
Well, again,
If you're listening,
you look
Walmart,
at Amazon.
call up.
Amazon just bought Whole Foods. They're all moving into the grocery arena, and the groceries, from what I understand, or supermarkets, they operate on a very low profit margin anyway.
They claim
gonna
it's
take
like
these
2%.
giant, they're going to take these giant companies like this to get in there and do the volume thing, and the convenience. Most people like Walmart and Amazon because of the convenience. Look what Amazon look how Amazon's changed shopping in general for all of us. Everyone just goes online now. You order, boom, it's on your doorstep the next morning. It's hard to beat or deny that kind of convenience.
Time out. Let me ask you a question. What are we going to do with all this free time? Going shopping for some people, not for me. I'm not a shopper. You're not a shopper. But for some people, it's interesting, entertaining. Okay, so now everything is bought online. What are you going to do for the 2 hours that you were going shopping?
I think it's like I said, maybe it doesn't apply to you or I, but there's probably people out there who are really busy in their day, and to take an hour or two out to drive down to the store and get their stuff and then bring it home. It takes time out of their day. I think as a society, we are a very busy society these days. I don't know what everybody's doing, but everybody seems very busy.
I don't get it. You just said it. We're a very busy society doing what? Incidentally, the Millennial Minute will be coming up soon with Cody. I'll be interested to see what he has to say today. What are we so busy doing? I ask this question what are we so busy? The freeways in Southern California, that's where our station is located, KHTS 1220 AM. That's what you're listening to. Called The Business of Life. 20 years, Jim Picarillo and the coach. When you and I were kids, people were working during the day.
Yeah, but they were able to get to work at a reasonable time. People now have to get. If you live in this valley and you work in L.A., you got to get up 2 or 3 hours before you're even supposed to be at work.
Maybe you don't drive around.
So you put 3 hours on the front and 2 or 3 on the back. That's 6 hours. Add an 8-hour work day. That's 14 hours, man. People are busy just trying to go about their lives and make a living. So a lot of us, fortunately or unfortunately, don't have to adhere to that grind.
All right.
So
all right.
I guess I'm saying you and I, maybe we don't understand that.
All right.
Day-to-day
So
grind.
this may be a hard subject for you to want to jump in on. Megyn Kelly strikes an awkward balance on Today. Mm-hmm. So this is in USA Today.
Yeah. Megyn
Kelly is done with politics for now.
Yeah.
The host opened Monday's inaugural episode of Megyn Kelly Today, the 9 a.m. hour on NBC's Today show, with that statement. She noted that politics are everywhere, infused in every facet of our lives. Now, that leads me into...
Well, let's stop right there. I think she's smart. I think that's a smart thing to do. Politics brought her here, and I'm with her, man. It's exhausting to watch and read and listen, and people pontificate all day long, each side. We're all so divided. We're all arguing amongst ourselves. We're, family, friends, your best buddies. We all argue over things that really, nobody's watching the hen house while we're all out here arguing,
Oh yeah, we got a chicken in the hen house, son. We got a chicken in the hen house.
Yeah. But now you can go to your next point, which I know what's coming.
Well, I'm going to talk about the NFL, but you're making an interesting point. So I'm a conservative, and I'm leaning towards more of being a moderate, more of an issue person, trying to understand, like you do, that we have so many problems in this country, but we need to come together. Americans do come together. Look at Harvey. Look at the Hurricane Irma.
Look at the eclipse. Anything that doesn't involve
the eclipse.
Remember how we all got together for the eclipse? There was no politics involved, so.
I didn't know we got together on the eclipse.
You were the one that told us. Everybody got together for the eclipse.
That was my friend Cindy Lazinski that stood outside the building.
We stood out with all of our neighbors, and it was
did?
awesome. It was so much fun.
Really?
It had nothing to do with what's going on in the White House today. It was just, a good afternoon of, It's exhausting. I'm exhausted by this president. I can tell you that much.
So let me go to this NFL thing.
Okay.
First of all, I would never kneel. Secondly, it's the wrong venue. These are spoiled brat football player entertainers. If I want to tune into a political show, I can go to Fox, CNN. We go to sports to get away from reality for 3 hours. Those of us who...
I agree.
So what right do they have?
They have every right. They're Americans. They have their First Amendment
No,
right. Just like you have the right to turn it off. Don't watch it if you don't like it. If you don't feel that they are entertaining you or giving you the value or
Jim, I get the right.
You.
I get the right.
They have every right.
Trust me, I get the right.
Look,
free speech. Can you yell fire in a crowded movie theater?
You shouldn't, but you can.
So great point. You shouldn't. Isn't there proper times and places to do things? So let me back up a second.
And I think you're right there. I do agree with that.
Thank you. Finally. Can you note that he agreed with me, Cody? Can you put that somewhere in the archives of the show, please?
Got it, 1:26 p.m.
Okay,
How much time we got left on this? 1 minute. Okay.
1 minute?
Here's the thing. Look, Jerry Jones and his team decided, let's do it before the national anthem. They realized maybe the national anthem wasn't the right time or place to lock arms in unity and kneel down. So they did it before.
And he's the one that said, if anybody on the Dallas Cowboys kneels down, they'll be fired.
I think that was phony. I've never, I don't think that was true.
Here's the point.
And whatever. He kneeled down with his team and showed that he supports...
I get it that they have their right. I'm not arguing at all. That's an intellectual conversation that you can't argue.
Right.
What I'm saying is if these players would take their money, they're all multimillionaires, would take their money and their time and go into the inner cities and provide leadership. My whole thing is a lack of leadership.
But they do that.
Some do. No, very few do. Very few do.
All NFL teams have community outreach programs where pretty much all of their players participate. And I think you're throwing a blanket on. It's like saying, why don't all the millionaires from Wall Street get out and...
why don't they? That's one of my angst.
I don't know. Why are we so angry that these young men make a lot of money, but they feel the need to make their voices and their concerns heard? Why is that so indifferent than anyone?
Okay, time out.
And I'm not saying
You're
I
an
agree
employer.
with it. Listen, I'm not saying I agree with it.
You've been an employer for many years like I have.
Right.
These gentlemen are at work. These guys are at work. What employer... that I don't know of any employers that would allow their employees to protest while they're at work. That's not what they're getting paid to do.
Well, look.
So you can't come back at me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving them too much logic here on the show.
No, that is not logical because just because they work for you don't mean you have the right to dictate every thought and process that they're feeling. They're Americans first. We're all Americans first. We all adhere, hopefully, to the First Amendment first. That's why it's the First Amendment, not the 10th.
The show's called The Business of Life. We have to take a break. We'll come right back. 20 years here. We're the #1 show in Ukraine, and we have a special guest coming on. So if you have a pet and your pet likes cookies, you're going to like our guest.
Yeah, Stephen K. Peeples coming up next.
Drugs or alcohol abuse can tear a family apart. In Santa Clarita, just like everywhere else, it's an epidemic. The Way Out Recovery is here to help. Call them now at 296-4444 or visit them on the web at thewayoutrocoveryscv.com. The Way Out offers outpatient treatment for adolescents, adults, and family members. The Way Out is compassionate, caring, professional, and confidential. You and your family don't have to suffer any longer. Call the Way Out Recovery now, 296-4444, or visit thewayoutrocoveryscv.com and make an appointment. Asking for help is the first step.
There's still one doctor in Santa Clarita that makes house calls, Dr. H2O Village West Pools. Our hot Santa Clarita summers can create havoc on the chemical balance of your pool or spa. That's where the doctor can help. Dr. H2O specializes in quality pool and spa service. Dr. H2O also does professional installation and repair of remote systems, pumps, filters, heaters, and salt systems. If your pool or spa has an ache, call the doctor, Dr. H2O, 297-0438.
The most charming new restaurant is now in Santa Clarita. Marston's Restaurant has been a Pasadena landmark, voted the best breakfast in California by the Food Network magazine. Now, discover Marston's new Santa Clarita location, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Marston's also has a fantastic catering menu that adds a delicious twist to any event. And they cater picnic dinners for that memorable romantic date. Experience Marston's on Newhall Ranch Road in McBean, or log on to marstonsrestaurant.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Whatever your goals, College of the Canyons can get you there. Believe it or not, it's not too late to add a class this fall semester. They have transferable 8-week classes starting in October. Know someone who's away at college? Encourage them to get ahead by taking an online class with COC. With 3 campuses to choose from, Valencia, Canyon Country, and online, they make it convenient for you to start your finish. What are you waiting for? Visit canyons.edu/class schedule for class listings.
KHTS.
Welcome back. Jim Piccirillo and the coach on a show we call The Business Life. It's a show that tries to entertain a little bit, inform a little bit. If you have things better to do, maybe you might do them today, okay? Don't just get them done.
Now, wait a minute.
Whoa!
Civil discourse.
Stephen K. Peoples. I love your name, Stephen.
Thank you.
So what's the K stand for?
It stands for Kerr, K-E-R-R. It's my great-grandmother's middle name, or maiden name, rather.
I love it. And so you've got these little doggy treats here. Do you love cats, too, or just dogs?
Oh, we love cats. I've had cats all my life, and in fact, we had a 13-year-old cat that rules the house, and when we adopted our doggy, the cat had to sign off on it. And but fortunately, they get along great, so it's all good.
These look like I want to eat some, Jimmy.
Well, you should.
They're perfectly safe for humans or pets. That's the whole idea, I think.
Yeah, our tagline is they're so good you can eat them too.
But your name, Pet Me Happy, is such a cool name. Is it petmehappy.com?
It's petmehappy.com is our website, correct. And we're also
cool.
Pet Me Happy on Facebook and on Twitter as well.
Check it out. So if you own a pet and, well, anyway, Jimmy, introduce Stephen to everybody. Stephen Kerr Phillips.
Stephen K. Peoples.
What happened to Phillips?
I don't know. You just
His
make
last
this
name
stuff
is-
up, Coach. Stephen K.
I have a
Peoples.
cousin named Phillips, so that's close.
Well, I know Stephen through a different venue. He's a very well-known producer, music journalist, long history of working for record companies in the music industry, and I guess his new business is Pet Me Happy. So we brought him on today to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm a refugee from the entertainment biz and retired a few years ago. And was looking for something to do. And I kind of circled back around to my original passion, which predates my passion for music and media, which is animals. And so as it turned out, the kids were out of the house, empty nest, so we were looking to adopt a doggy. And about the same time we launched the treats operation, we adopted this guy. Lennon. And he's
as in John Lennon, I presume,
Lennon, because we adopted him at the Bow Wows and Meows Pet Fair last year at Hart Park on October 9th, which is John Lennon's birthday.
Wow!
And we're going to be there again on October 8th this year to kind of celebrate the first anniversary of our adoption.
Excellent.
And he's just been a love. He's been it's like who rescued who,
right?
Right. We got him from a kill shelter, the Baldwin Park County Animal Shelter. And it's just unfathomable that anybody would have left a dog so cool at a shelter. But we got him out of there. We rescued him.
Good for you.
And that's
awesome.
It's just been a wonderful experience. We put the little Pet Me Happy bib on him, and we went to work right away. And he just loves going to events with us. He's great with kids. He's just a people magnet.
That's
He's
excellent.
beautiful.
And he
Yeah.
loves our treats, too.
And,
So
and what
that's-
made you
that's
what
the
made you
most
decide
important
you
thing.
needed to create your own treats for Lennon or for dogs in general?
Well,
how did it all come about?
Well, the short version is that my wife and I got, real healthy in the last few years. We're
What's real healthy mean?
real healthy means we look at the ingredients in the food that we buy.
Oh, okay.
And that we make sure that it's not going to kill us.
So are you accusing Jim and I of not?
I'm
being-
not accusing anybody of anything.
Look at he's
Okay.
100. He's 100, and he's like
He's one of the few guys that can fit in this room between us. But,
No, I'm no accusing of anything, but we thought that it was just crazy to feed our animals stuff with chemicals and additives and various other stuff in it that we can't even pronounce.
So let's talk about the ingredients. I'm looking at the Artisan dog treats. Very well, nicely
artisan
packed.
dog treats. Artisan dog
Why,
treats.
not artisan?
No, artesian. That has to do with water.
Got it. Artisan. So
Artisan.
you have organic
Spelt flour. That's the binder.
Okay.
That's the main ingredient.
Okay.
And that's organic. It's in lieu of wheat, soy, or corn.
Okay.
And it's a non-inflammatory type of flour. And so that's organic. And then we have 9 other ingredients, which are all natural.
So you know my state's Oregon, right?
Yes.
Did you realize you have Oregon blueberries in there?
Yes, and we get them fresh, not
God
frozen.
bless you. God bless
because
you.
Oregon blueberries are the best.
The best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The packaging is really nice looking. I mean, we had lunch today. I almost want to open this up. Maybe when
Little
Mr.
dessert
Peeples
there, yeah.
leaves, I'll try one.
Well, we've been told that they pair very well with red wine.
Yeah, Jim Piccirillo would
Excellent.
know that. The show's called The Business of Life. We're talking to Stephen K. Peeples and his company. Wonderful name, petmehappy.com. Dog treats and treats for humans, right?
Well, yeah. Technically, we can't say that they're for humans, but
You're competing.
it's not going to kill you if you try
they're
one.
like little blueberry
You're competing with
cookies.
Cheetos. I'm starting to feel there's a Cheetos competitive nature going on here.
Look, you'll live a lot longer if you eat
these.
as you will
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
I
No doubt.
believe it. Because you eat one, you don't want to eat anymore.
How does the dogs react to these? Have you
Oh, they love it.
Obviously, how do you?
They love it.
Well,
Test
we did a ton of R&D before we took them to market, and we started in our kitchen in Canyon Country. Nadine, my wife, was the one who came up.
Is Nadine listening?
Yeah, I don't know. She's working today. It's
That's your anniversary
our
today.
36th
I saw that.
Nice
Happy
job.
anniversary!
Anniversary.
Nice job.
Good job, man.
Boy.
Thank you. So we went out and celebrated last night by seeing Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers at the Hollywood Bowl,
Excellent.
and that was a kick. We
Yeah.
hadn't seen him. I'm going to digress for a minute.
Okay.
We hadn't seen him since 1987.
Wow.
When we went to see him at the Wiltern, and Nadine was pregnant with our daughter Veronica, about 5 months, and we
You
got
didn't
about,
name her refugee or anything, did you?
no,
Okay,
no,
good.
but we got about 3 songs into the set, and Veronica was kicking like crazy. We had to bail.
Oh wow.
So we finally got to see a full Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers set 30 years later.
Excellent,
So
yeah.
it was really good. It was the last show of the tour.
Yeah.
So you can't take the music completely
My
away.
daughter went.
I started to go last night. Couldn't get tickets.
Yeah,
My daughter
it was
But
sold out.
I saw him at I saw him earlier this summer. I saw him at Bottle Rock in Napa.
Okay.
Great
They're,
show.
they're in their late 60s, early 70s,
They're mid-60s.
mid 60s. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and what was really neat is I have a real problem with seeing acts that I saw 40 years ago because most of them can't bring it anymore.
Yeah.
These guys played like kids. The closing set was like, my God, these.
Yeah, but if
this
you look,
sounds as good as it did 40 years
if you
ago.
look though, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney. In the last 2 weeks, I saw Van Morrison and Eric Clapton, all still on top of their games,
Yeah.
and all very well
When
advanced.
you have the goods, you have the goods.
That's right.
Did
That's
you know
right.
Jim and I are putting a group together? So you can. I'm an assistant producer.
I'm there. I'm a jazz drummer, so.
He's a drummer too. I forgot to tell you.
We're all 3 drummers.
So we got.
I'm a rock and roll drummer.
Okay, I play rock and roll, jazz, country, reggae, whatever.
Here's our drummer.
Yeah.
Well, and I love playing with two drummers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
No,
like,
I'm just an assistant producer.
Okay.
I'm not going to be playing, but we're going to book acts down here. What's it called? The winery? What's it called?
Well, we haven't made a deal yet, so let's don't announce it. But
We'll make
let's
the
don't
deal.
let's don't put
Where's
the cart
your
before the
confidence?
horse.
Yeah,
Where's your confidence? We're
Right.
going to make the deal.
Right.
We're going to make the
We
deal.
may have to put them out in the street on the corner.
all right. Well, you got a drummer.
This
so
is big money for me.
I
right
love
now.
it. Big money.
Big
So
money.
I don't
Jazz
know-
is such big money.
I don't know how much time we got, but I want to roll back to the treats here. And-
Why?
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 Because I want to plug. I want to plug our treats, and I also want to plug pet adoption.
Oh, I love
Because
pet adoption.
we got the Bow Wows and Meows Pet Fair coming up October 8th at Hart Park, and we're going to be there again. That's where we adopted Lennon last year, so we're really looking
All
forward
right,
to
October 8th
it.
at
October
Hart
8th,
Park.
Hart Park.
What time?
It starts at about 10 in the morning.
I think I might actually go to that. Could I adopt a dog?
You could adopt any one of 130 some odd dogs that'll be there available for adoption.
So what's it called? Bow Wows and what?
Bow Wows and Meows.
Wow. October 8th at Hart Park. You'll be there. Now, will you have
I'll
a
be
booth?
there. Yes, we'll have a booth. This is the 17th annual, and they help get pets adopted out of county shelters, which is that's really the place to do. A couple of hundred each event each year, and that's really a great thing. So I would urge anyone who's thinking about adopting a pet to go to Bow Wows and Meows.
Our president and vice president of our fan club, Carla and Victoria, if you're listening, you've got to go on October 8th at Hart Park and get involved. There's going to be a lot of vendors there too, right?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much any pet-related product or service will be out there, from groomers to pet boarding to food, treats.
I'm going to talk to them to see if you can do the show with them. It'd be good to have you and the two ladies doing the show. They're our president and vice president of our fan club.
I'm there.
Yeah, I think because you have a real, I can tell in your heart, you feel it, man. You got it.
Well, it's like I said, it's circling around to the first passion, and when you're 3 and 4 and 5 years old, your kitty and your pets are
I love
they're
cats.
more important.
I'm a
They're
cat.
almost as important as mom and dad at that age.
No
so.
question. All right. You'll come back. We have to ask you to leave now.
Yes. Well,
And can you leave your dog with us, though? Because we love that dog. Lennon, wake up. Lennon, wake up.
Lennon, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, Lennon.
Bye, Lennon.
Will you bring Lennon back? The fact that you're taking Lennon everywhere is so cool.
He just give me a kiss.
Just one more plug. It's called petmehappy.com. Petmehappy.com.
Petmehappy.com. And we have a really, really robust Facebook community as well. So visit us on Facebook.
Oh, I'm going to friend you on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook.
What's your Facebook name?
He's actually live on Facebook right now.
That's right.
What's your Facebook
it's
name?
Pet Me Happy.
Oh, Pet Me Happy.
Just go to
okay.
Pet Me Happy on Facebook and
doing
like
it now.
us. And you can also sign up for our newsletter at petmehappy.com. We send out a newsletter occasionally, no spam, just good stuff. And you kind of keep up with what's going on in the Pet Me Happy menagerie.
Okay, I'm loading it right now on Facebook. Coming up here in a minute, and you can stick around or you can leave. We'd love to have you stay. We do something called the Millennial Minute. Cody is 25 years old.
Yes.
So he doesn't understand where the three of us are coming from. So we give him 1 minute to express himself about anything.
Although we usually cut him off after 15 seconds, but hey.
You know what?
Let's
We're
give
trying.
him a minute.
You know
Let's give him
what?
a minute today.
One of the greatest things about the pet business
There it is on Facebook.
and doing what we do is that politics have nothing to do with it.
Thank God.
And so I'm going to respectfully bow out of that conversation.
Oh, I like that. He's
and I'll
bowing out.
I'll let you guys carry on.
Oh, Ed Bernstein likes your site.
Oh,
George
yes.
Cummings likes yours. So how do I like your site? I'm trying to figure out how to like your
Well,
site.
you need to go to
Oh, whatever. I'll figure it out.
you'll figure it out.
Cody, are we going to go to break, or are we going to hear about your Millennial Minute? What do you want to do, Cody? It's up to
Let's
you.
go to break and we'll get Millennial Minute when we come back.
All right. We'll be right back.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top-quality musicals and plays. Located in Old Town Newhall, the CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go to canyontheater.org.
Do you know a single parent struggling either financially or emotionally in the Santa Clarita Valley? Single Mothers Outreach is an organization that focuses exclusively on the needs of vulnerable single parents. Single Mothers Outreach provides assistance with housing, financial organization, life and career skills, in addition to emotional health and support. Single Mothers Outreach also provides single parents with a community of people who understand exactly what a single parent goes through and the struggles he or she faces on a day-to-day basis. Visit singlemothersoutreach.org.
City of Hope is a leader in cancer research and treatment, and there's a City of Hope location right here in Santa Clarita, eliminating a major barrier in the fight against cancer: distance to quality care. Santa Clarita has the advantages of City of Hope's renowned clinical expertise, compassionate care, and access to clinical trials. Find out more at cityofhope.org/Santa Clarita or call 661-799-1999.
Do you see it? It should be around here somewhere.
No. What was that address again?
Your building sign is essential to getting customers into your location. Feathers can help get your business noticed. They'll walk you through each phase of your building sign project, providing special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will give you a sign you can be proud of. Your building sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Feathers on Soledad in Canyon Country, across from the Edwards Theater.
Hometown. Your hometown station.
I just like the variety of music.
KHTS.
You know, he was a good guest, Jimmy Picarillo, because he's got that radio voice.
He's been doing this a long time.
Yeah,
so
we don't have that.
He's not a novice.
All right, so every week we like to do the Millennial Minute. All he's going to get is a minute. Sometimes we only give him 15 seconds. We'll cut him off. But today I feel like he's got something to say. His name, what is your name anyway?
My name is Cody Como. That'd be my name.
Cody Como, you're 25 years old. What do you want to say to our audience that is probably 25 years older than you are?
Well, today what I want to say, I read something interesting recently, that Buffalo Wild Wings had to close some branches and they were failing, and they were blaming millennials for not wanting to come out to that kind of style dining anymore. And I just wanted to say, from behalf of millennials, it's a little bit frustrating to feel like any failure for anyone over the age of 50 is attributed to millennials and our habits and what we want, what we don't want, and not maybe sometimes food is overpriced and the atmosphere is not that great.
I feel you. You're an easy target. I think we pick on you guys way too much.
Because we're everything. There's sometimes where everybody...
Buffalo Wild Wings is not making it? That's shocking. I mean, they're spending a lot of money on ESPN and sports and advertising. Where did they close this store at?
I don't remember the exact locations, but they expanded recently, I guess. I mean, we got one a few years ago, and part of that large expansion, I guess they're having to close some of the locations.
Could that have anything to do with millennials, like, wising up to their eating habits?
Could be. My bigger theory on that is that millennials work there, and millennials unload the frozen food out of the trucks in the back and then reheat them and realize this is $30. That's my theory on why millennials don't go to those kind of restaurants so much anymore, But again, it's nice to always be the target, I guess. If anything fails, we know it's
Stephen K. Peoples is concerned about your health. Do you eat healthy?
No.
Yeah, but you know, my son worked as a bartender and worked in restaurants, and he always says, "Dad, if you even saw what goes on in a kitchen, you'd never eat there again." So
let's keep the show positive, Mr.
Okay.
Picarillo.
Oh, sorry.
Let's keep the show positive.
We don't want to piss off Buffalo Wild Wings.
He worked in a kitchen.
Are they a sponsor? Oh my God.
I don't think we have any sponsors. We have any sponsors?
Yeah, of course we do.
How many
we have. What are you talking about? Jersey Mike's, Douglas Furniture. We have a whole bunch of sponsors.
Oh, sorry.
Have you heard of this?
Love Jersey Mike's.
I love Jersey
They're
Mike's.
a great sponsor.
And we're getting a new one in the middle of town. Did you see that?
Yes, over at the corner of McBean and something.
Yep.
Valencia.
Yep.
Along with the Zanku chicken, I believe.
Oh, I love Zanku chicken. Those are going to be good.
Zanku's going in.
That'll be
there
the new corner.
What is Zanku? The whole community is fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Jim and I were talking about it at lunch today. We went to Jasmine's, which is our favorite place to have lunch, and we were talking about when you were a kid. Do you remember your first really nice restaurant growing up in Logan, West Virginia?
Well, I think probably then my idea of a nice restaurant is not what it is now, but I would think like a Bonanza or a Sizzler or something.
That's what we thought was nice.
Of that quality. I thought, like, man, we're living here. Look at this, you know.
Yeah, in Miami, it was the New England Lobster House. Ooh. Surf and Turf.
Surf and Turf.
Right on Biscayne Boulevard. and it was awesome. That was the first.
I do remember my uncle taking me to Red Lobster in Fort Lauderdale, and I thought, man, this is living. This is big time.
Red Lobster?
Oh yeah.
But then I found out from kids
Tablecloths.
who worked at the New England Oyster Bar that pretty much what you said, you'd never want to eat there.
Right.
My first experience, and I was really working hard at lunchtime. I remember, I think it's the Smokehouse in Burbank, and I'm all at 21 years old. That was my first nice where you smoke. You've been in a smokehouse.
Yeah.
It's dark.
I love that place.
Red leather seats.
Yep. Old school.
Yeah. Old school.
Very old school.
I can't remember
Waiters.
what I had, but I think that was my first experience other than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, back to our show called The Business of Life. What is on your mind, Mr. Piccirillo? You come back from a luxury trip to Vancouver.
I think let's talk about this Newhall Ranch project that's been waiting to happen.
I'm struggling with
for
that.
about 15 years.
I'm struggling with that.
I remember my company did a video for the Newhall Land and Farming Company.
Did they pay you?
Oh, of course they did. I mean, it was a nice high-end video. We went up in there and we shot for a year. I mean, literally. And put together all these animations as to how the communities are going to look. And then it just kind of died on the vine due to various things, protests and hang-ups in the county government. So, but it's I guess it's going to happen now.
20,000 homes?
Yeah.
Do you know how many?
21,500.
Yeah.
I've been researching this and writing a
How
story.
do you feel about it?
Well, I'm kind of on the fence about it.
Me too.
On the one hand, it's a great thing for the area to progress, to build up, because that's what is needed.
Right.
But with all of these people, we're talking about, somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000 people.
4 per household.
Moving in. They're going to need.
That's 80,000.
They're going to need jobs. And where are those
infrastructure?
jobs gonna be?
Infrastructure. How are you going to get up and down the freeway?
Well, that's a whole other movie. But the jobs issue is the one that I'm looking at right now, because the reality is that you can probably attest to this. The Santa Clarita Valley is not a place where talent wants to come to work.
Whoa! What do you mean by that?
Just exactly that. They will learn what they need to learn here and then beat it to an innovation center like, downtown LA, Hollywood, Santa Monica, Playa Vista, the LA area.
Again, if they have to do that
Pasadena,
stresses the
Glendale,
infrastructure
Burbank.
system. They're all having to move in and out.
Yeah, so if all of these people move into Newhall Ranch and they can't find jobs locally that are going to be good enough for them to pay the mortgage, they're going to be joining the commuters down the 5. And adding to the infrastructure.
Those aren't going to be inexpensive homes either, as things move on.
The median is going to be $600K.
Yeah, I was also reading the water. Just things that you take for granted, but where are we going to get enough water to
Well, that's
the Ventura angle. They don't want us tapping into their water supply.
It's complicated because the traffic now, you live here, we all live here, the traffic in Santa Clarita Valley is just unbelievable. Any time of day. I don't know what these people are doing. Trust me, I don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
And so the impact of the traffic, your point, Stephen K. Peeples, is well taken. Jobs are changing. Jim and I talk about this all the time. Technology, what we think is a job today, how many years away is this, Jim?
What are you asking?
That this will be up.
Well, I don't know. They just got the green light to go.
They're
5 years, you think?
They're looking to break ground in 2018, and they're looking at a 25 to 30 year build out. The first 2 phases are going to start in 2018, they say, and that's about 5,500 units of the 21.
They've started and stopped. If you go up in there, they've graded lots for several years.
Oh, they have?
Oh, yeah. They started and stopped, but, now it looks like they got the...
But it'll roll out over the decades in the same way that Newhall Land and Farming rolled out Valencia. And, building sections at a time and ultimately creating a
But I have
community.
to say, our community, and we came out here in '90 when there was not a lot of people out here, and it's that not in my backyard thing. Once I'm here, I don't want anybody else in. But
NIMBY,
they have always built very good communities here. I think the way they do it at least is they don't just come in and scramble everything all together. It's put together pretty well, so I'm hoping they do the same up there at Newhall Ranch.
There's a lot more thought put into it than happened after the war, when everybody was World War II. I mean, when building happened pretty much everywhere all the time, indiscriminately, and created a mess. the more planned communities, Valencia being one, is the future.
Right.
I'm not saying that Newhall Ranch won't be a beautiful planned community. It's going to be a net zero community. It's supposed to be, not harmful to the environment and so forth. But
I'm not going to be happy because I drive that 126. It's a beautiful country drive, and it's not going to be a beautiful country drive anymore. It's going to be I don't know what it's going to be.
In 20 years, it's all going to shrink anyway, that 126. There'll be homes coming out from the Ventura area all the way from the Newhall area. Eventually, the twain will meet,
Yeah,
you can't stop that.
That space between Fillmore and Piru, which is now basically empty, will be built up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
Look at Fillmore.
But then you have the 126, which is a 2 lanes going each way. There's probably a little room to expand. But then directly north of the 126, right across the street basically from the Newhall Ranch project, you have the Chiquita Canyon landfill, which the LA County Board of Supervisors just okayed an expansion of this last summer.
Right.
So that means that this landfill right across the street from this huge development is not going to go away.
Right.
It was supposed to be retired.
Yeah.
But it's now been expanded, and
let's just
the
hope-
life has been extended. So that's going to be a factor for all of the people who live there.
Well, let's just hope when they go up to look at their new $1 million home, the wind's blowing the other way.
Hello, Betty.
The show's called The Business Life on award-winning KHTS 1220 AM, and our show's #1 in the Ukraine. And we have a big following right here in Southern California. You can listen on hometownstation.com. We're going to finish up with the show with this one idea that the quality of the newspaper is getting ridiculous. You used to be able to fold a newspaper. Really? What?
Hey, I just hope they stay around, much less the quality. They may not even be
I want to
physically
say this for
available
next
anymore.
week. I'm concerned, seriously, for the first time in my life, I take USA Today. I take other newspapers. The quality of the paper is so bad you can't fold it. So if papers disappear, Jim Piccirillo.
Well, they're having trouble staying solvent, so they have to cut costs. Most people carry their news around on a phone or an iPad.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So, aren't you going to miss holding a newspaper?
I will.
Yeah, me
I
too.
will. I still try to read 2 or 3 papers every morning, but I'm like anyone else. I still get my news more often than not from the internet or on my phone.
From Brenda.
That's bad news.
Have you ever held a newspaper, Cody, in your life?
I've never purchased a newspaper. I've never sent a letter. I've never done any of that stuff. So.
Oh my goodness!
If you send a letter, do you know how to fill out an envelope?
No.
My kids don't. I've actually handed them stuff. Mail this, and they're puzzled. Where does?
Have you ever?
What do you mean mail? What's a mailbox?
Have you ever, Cody? Have you ever written a letter to anybody?
No. With some emails here and there, but no, I've never actually physically wrote something down, put it in a mailbox, and had them grab it.
How did you get out of school without writing?
Well, I've written stuff. I just never.
How do you know
sent
he
the
got
letter.
out of school? we don't know.
Who needs school? Let me out. But
I learn everything I need on Facebook and YouTube.
This is another show we talked about a couple of months ago.
You can Google on YouTube anything. You don't need school anymore.
What is the value exactly? What is the value of an education today? We'll discuss it next week on the show called The Business Life. 20 years, Jim Piccirillo and the coach. Thank you for listening, especially in Ukraine.
Adios, folks. Have a good week.